All right, so today class is Thursday the 10th. Tomorrow is Veterans Day. There's no school tomorrow. So for today, we are going to finish our packet and submit it. We're going to finish that very back page and submit it. We're going to omit. That means we're going to cross out the warm-up for today, okay? Today and Friday, obviously, because we're not going to be here on Friday. Then we are going to submit our work. I'm going to model solving equations. I'm going to do two-step equations today. I'm going to do two-step equations. I'm going to finish up multiplication and division. I didn't finish that with our class. And we're going to do I said two equations. I meant to say two-step equations. The full agenda is on the board. I'm just abbreviating, okay? And then we're going to do a game. Okay? There's no homework. Okay? If you have makeup work, then you can work on makeup work, okay? If you don't have any makeup work, then great. All right, but there is no school. All right, let's turn to the very back page. Let's turn to the back page. And pause for the cause. All right, so let's do our back page. Okay, so we are converting improper fractions here. We convert to an improper fraction, sorry. So when you convert to an improper fraction, the denominator stays the same. You're going to multiply the denominator, the whole number, and then add the numerator. So what is 5 times 4? 20 plus 2. 22. This is my improper fraction. Number 2. Denominator stays the same. We're going to multiply the denominator and the whole number, then add the numerator. What is 8 times 5? 40 plus 3. 43. Going to do number 3. Denominator stays the same. We're going to multiply the denominator times the whole number and add the numerator. What's 9 times 2?
18.
18 plus 4.
22.
Very good. You can use your fingers and your toes. Number 4. Denominator stays the same. We're going to multiply the denominator times the whole number and add the numerator. What's 5 times 7? 35 plus 6. Isaac, you good with it? Are you okay? Are you okay? You look lost. You sure? Okay. All right, let's do number 5. Denominator stays the same. Multiply the denominator times the whole number, then add the numerator. Go ahead, baby. 64 plus, you're very good, 65. Okay, I'm going to pause for the calls and give you a chance to do 6 through 10 on your own. 6 through 10, please. All right, so let's look at it. We have 4 as the denominator. What is 4 times 14? I don't remember that. Let me get up. 56. Let me do it. 14 times 4, 56. And then add what? 3. So what's that equal? 59. Very good. Denominator for this is what? 5. You're going to multiply 6 times what? 6 times 5, which is 30 plus 3.
33.
Denominator is 10. What are you going to multiply? 10 times 9, which is 90. And 90 plus 1.
91.
Denominator is 2. You're going to multiply 2 times 16, 30, 30, 30, 32 plus 1 is what? 33. Then you have 1 is your denominator. Really, this is just 8, okay? But if you want to write it as, it's going to be 8 over 1 as an improper fraction. All right. Let's do an equivalent fraction, make equivalent fractions here. So let's think. What number can we multiply times 5 to give us 15? 3. So we multiply the top by 3 also. What's 2 times 3?
6.
This is an equivalent fraction. If you are reducing, when you reduce it, you go backwards, divide by 3. That gives you the 2/5. Let's do number 2. What number can be multiplied times 8 to give me 32? 8 times 4. So you're going to multiply the top by 4. What does that give us as the numerator? Number 3. What can we multiply times 9 to give me 54? 6. So you multiply the top by 6. And what does that give you?
24.
Bless you, babe. What can we multiply times 7 to give us 49? 7. So you multiply the top by 7. And what does that give us? 42. See if you can do, yes, see if you can do 6 through 9 on your own, please. All right, let's look at it. The bottom, we're reducing these, okay? So we think, what number can we divide by both the top and the bottom? Okay, what can we divide? And another way to do this, y'all, is to do this. Look, 28 divided by 50, math, enter. And that's 14 over 25. Okay, we do 8 divided by, what was it, 24, math, enter. 1/3. Okay, 30 divided by 54, math button, enter twice, 5/9. Okay, 32 divided by 48, math, enter, is 2/3. Okay, and you should be able to finish those, okay? All right. Make sure your first and last name is on your packet. Hold them up in the air when you finish, and then take out your foldable, okay? Foldable, take that out. We're going to finish the 1-step and go to 2-step, okay? All right, we finished this first page here. No, not yet. We finished that. I need you to find the one that looks like this. Hold on. Involving equations involving multiplication. Yes. In the white container. All right, here we go. When you are multiplying here, when the number, the coefficient attached to the x, the operation that's in the middle between the number or the coefficient and a variable is multiplication. What's the opposite of multiplication? Top. Division. So we're going to divide both sides by 4 to isolate z. What is 20 divided by 4? 5. So z is equal to 5, or 5 is equal to z. Same thing. Number 2. The operation that's between -8 and g is multiplication. What's the inverse of multiplication? Division. So you're going to divide both sides by -8 to isolate the variable g. -8 divided by -8 is going to give me a positive 1g, or just g.
-3.
Okay, very good. -3. 24 divided by -8 gives us a -3. See if you can do 3, 4, and 5 on your own. All right. This is multiplication. What are you going to do here? Divide by what?
The 6.
-6. What's 30 divided by -6?
5. -5.
-5. What are you going to divide here?
The -9.
-9. -9 divided by -9 gives us just the.
Positive 8.
Very good.
So
H equals 8.
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you got those two right. Good. Everett, you okay? All right. Let's look at 5. The product, that's multiplication. Of a number. We don't know. It didn't tell us what the number was, so we're going to use a variable. What variable do you want to use?
Let's do A.
Let's do A, okay? So multiplication. The product of A and 5. So we write that as 5A. That's A times 5. Is, what symbol do we use for is? Equal what?
Equal -35.
Now how do we solve there?
5.
Divide both sides by what?
5.
5. When we divide both sides by 5, this gives us A is equal to what?
-7.
-7. Now we're doing two-step. Let's do this one. All right, remember, add or subtract first, multiply, divide second. Add or subtract first to isolate. The last is going to be multiplication or division. All right, so always get rid of the number that is not directly attached to the variable. So look, we're going to get rid of the 2 first. This is a positive 2. What's the opposite of that?
-2.
So we're going to subtract it. Very good, babe. Add or subtract comes first. Multiply, divide comes second. When we subtract 2 here, this is gone. We're left with 3x is equal to, what's 23 minus 2? 21. Now what are we going to do to isolate x? Say again, baby. Divide both sides by what number? 3. Remember, this is multiplication. The opposite of multiplication is division. Okay, this is going to give me 3 divided by 3 is 1x or just x. What's 21 divided by 3?
+7.
All right, let's look at number 2. What are we going to do first there? Add what?
7.
Add 7 to both sides. Very good, baby. Come on, Isaac. When we add 7 to both sides, this is gone. This is 0. So we're left with what over here? -2y. Bring down the equal. Okay, very good. What is 3 plus 7 on this side?
10. +10.
Very good. Now what are we going to do to get rid of the -2?
You gotta divide.
Divide both sides by the -2. Y is equal to -5. Very good. Okay, do 3. See if you can do 3 and 4 on your own. All right, let's look at it. What are we going to do here? We're going to add 8. Very good, babe. Adding 8 to both sides. Sammy, you okay with that? Okay. Kason, you write it down? When we add 8 to both sides, this is 0. What are we left with on this side of the equal?
The -3n.
-3n. Very good, Aaliyah. What do we get on this side?
15.
Very good. Now what are we going to do to get n by itself?
Divide by the -3.
Divide both sides by -3. And that gives us what?
-5.
N equals -5. Very good. Good, Atiana. Number 4. Langston, what are we going to do first in number 4? Say again. Subtract 7. Very good. This is 0. We're left with k divided by -2. What do we get on this side?
3.
3. This is division. What's the opposite of division?
Multiplication.
So we're going to multiply both sides by what number? -2. When we multiply this side by -2, we're just left with what? K. When we multiply this side by -2, what do we get? -6. We'll pause for the call. Some people are still writing. All right. Let's go to the last page for two-step equations. All right, number 5. It says 3 more than. So that's 3 plus the product. Remember, more than is to add. Product is to multiply. So what are we multiplying here? We're multiplying a number. Does it say what number?
No.
So we're going to use a variable. What letter do we want to use? B and 4. So that's 4B. Is, what symbol is? Equals 15. Find the number. What are we going to do first to solve this equation? Subtract 3. Good job. That's okay, baby. Subtract 3 on both sides. This is 0, and I'm left with positive 4B. Oops, sorry. What's 15 minus 3? 12. Now what do I do to get B by itself?
You gotta
Divide both sides by what?
4.
4. Good job. This gives me B is equal to what number? 3. Very good. Somebody said 3. 12 divided by 4 is 3. See if you can write number 6. Less than is subtraction, right? But the words less than reverses the order. So it's going to be -5 instead of 5 minus a number. So the -5 goes second because 5 less than means that you're subtracting 5 from something. What are you going to subtract 5 from? It says 3 times a number. How do you write 3 times a number? How do you write 3 times? Does it tell you what number?
No.
So what variable do you want to use?
C.
C. So we say 3C. What symbol do we use for is? Equals to 1. See if you can solve that. Okay, so what are we going to do first here?
You're gonna add the 5.
Add 5 to both sides. This is 0. We're left with 3C. It's equal to what?
C.
Very good. So now what are we going to do to get C by itself?
Divide the 3.
Divide by 3 on both sides. This gives me C is equal to what number?
2.
2. Raise your hand if you got that right. Sammy, what happened? You got it? Okay. Number 7. The product. That means multiply. What are you multiplying? 2 and a number. So how do we write 2 multiplying 2 and a number? 2n. Okay? In a letter. You can use n. It says is increase. What does increase mean?
Subtract.
Add. What are you adding?
The 9.
9. And it says the result. What does that mean? Equals what?
Negative
17.
See if you can solve that. Okay, so let's look. What are we going to do to solve for n here?
Minus the 9.
Minus the 9. This is 0, and we're left with 2n is equal to
8.
No. That's negative 17 minus 9.
Negative 8.
It's a negative.
Oh, it's negative 30.
Negative 26.
Negative 26. It's plus a negative. Negative plus a negative is a negative. Add those together, and that gives us. Now what are we going to do to get n by itself? Divide both sides by what? 2. So this is going to give me n is equal to negative 13. Number 8. If you subtract, so you're going to subtract 3 from twice a number. How do you write twice a number? Multiply by 2. What are we multiplying by 2? 2 what? A number. A variable, which is what? Just give me b, you said, or v. Okay. 2v, and you're subtracting 3 from it. And it says the result is 25. Equals 25. What are you going to do first here? Add. What are we adding?
3.
Add 3 to both sides. And this is 0. We have 2v left equals what? 28. Now what do we do? Divide 2. So what does that give us? V is equal to 14. We're going to paste this in our notebook. Anybody still writing? Okay. Going to paste this on page 6. Solving equations foldable. Q2, page 6. Solving equations foldable. And then paste this back. All right, I need 2 captains, please, to play the basketball game. Volunteer to be a captain. Andre, and I need another captain. Okay, Ricardo. Jessica? Got it? Come on.
Don't bring my image.
She doesn't have it. Let's go over here. Everett. Yes. -7 is the correct answer. Go ahead. Shoot
So
it.
it was right.
Next. As soon as we're seated, then I'll make sure that you get your candy, okay?